touch a little bit on Travelers. I have taken the same bet maybe every single week. There's Tony Finau in the running, and I keep doing it. I see these days that he posts a 52, and I'm like, what if that guy just shows up? You won your 42nd member guest. No, but what does that look like after? Is it like a big celebration?
Do something fun?
At a member guest all the time. Ticket called me up, and as we all know, Ticket's not very good at golf. Yes, talking about this grip change. He's like, I look at 3 knuckles, I turn. He was talking as if he shot a 75. If the Poppy becomes good at golf because of a grip change, I will quit.
Do you want to run it with him? Or are you trying to 1v1 it?
Fellas, how are we today?
Fantastic. Yaman, you?
I'm fantastic too. David Justice, he doesn't get on base. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did. Get on base.
He's in the final year of his career, and we need him to be a leader. And we're charging $1 for Coke in the Coke machines. Mm-hmm. He's not happy about it.
The Yankees are paying half of his salary for him not to play for them. That's what they think about you, David.
True.
They did I came across a TikTok where I like doing the TikTok filters where you rank the top 5 and then you put them in the order. Have you seen me doing those filters?
I don't know how do you do them. I've seen
it's so much fun.
I do like those.
It's a blast and it's easy and people like them. If you see somebody else doing it, then you take it. But they did sports movies. I did a sports movies one and I had the top because you don't know what's going to be coming up next, so it makes it fun.
It's a
Moneyball came in late, and I didn't have slots open in the early slots.
It's blind, right? It's like a blind top.
Yeah,
you don't know, right?
My favorite one that I've seen is you're a 5-star high school recruit, and it's 10 schools, and which college would you go to? And it's Texas Tech pops up 1. You're like, Pat Mahomes, air raid. I'm a receiver. Fuck, I'll put it at 5.
We do that even just without the filter. That's a conversation I feel like we always have.
It is. It's a great one. It's a great game.
If you're 5-star, Stu, 5-star basketball and football, where are you going? You could go anywhere.
Football, I'd like to. I have a lot of pride and respect for the Longhorns. I want to see them resurge.
Didn't see that coming.
I'm going to go to Texas. LSU was a close second, but I want to go to Austin. And basketball. Let's go to Kansas, dude.
Yep.
Let's go to Kansas, dude.
Wait, that's why you didn't want him to stay, Arms?
No, I thought he was going to say Duke, and I was going to be like, don't say
No, I don't want to go to Duke.
What's wrong with Duke?
Nothing's wrong with Duke.
It's just too
obvious.
Classic.
I don't want to go to Duke. I would have gone to Coach K's Duke. I don't quite know what this new Duke is, to be honest with you.
Have you seen those Duke? They have adult camps for grown-ups. Have you seen those TikToks? They have it's called Coach K something, and these grown men come to Duke and they spend a day at Duke and they play basketball and they I'm telling you, check it out.
It's grown men pay for an official visit experience.
A week at Duke. It's that's exactly what it is. And Coach K comes and they wear the jerseys. They're in the locker room
before
tournament.
Before we start bashing it, which is what I would do. My dad went to a Yankees fantasy camp.
So that's
same thing.
Exactly
same damn thing.
Yeah. And the captains of the camp, the counselors is El Duque, and then, and it's and they go up and and it was the first day at camp, and my dad busted his hamstring trying to beat out a ground ball. And they had the Yankees trainer working out the hamstring, and they pay a fortune.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to generate some revenue in the off season, dude.
Yeah. So
did he have a full Yankees? I already know the answer to this, but did he have a full Yankees uniform on? Surely so.
Full Yankees uniform.
The whole 9.
I've seen this photo.
There's a picture with him. He has back then phone cases were big, so he has his phone case on him. He has it on his hip. So he's playing second base with a phone case on his hip. It's ridiculous. With that being said, I would have completely bashed it. Still could.
I'm not even I'm bashing it a little bit. I think it's a little weird, but it is funny to see these adults just at Duke. It's I guess they run a tournament for the day, and the way they were doing, like these guys, they like won the trophy, they were celebrating, they were in like the Duke locker room.
Cut the
like,
nets.
I don't know if they cut the nets, but they definitely like it was very Duke. It was very interesting.
I just picture a fucking layup line of like 50-plus-year-old guys just running layups. The other guy's getting the rebound, passing to the next guy, running the slowest rebound lines ever.
Yeah, right foot, left. If you go off the wrong foot, they make you sit for like a minute.
All wearing fucking Chris Duhon jerseys, dude.
Yeah, and they're wearing those like reversible pennies, like offense, defense. Yeah, it's tough. Look it up. It exists.
It's fantastic.
The people that I can never understand that they go to that always baffles me is the people that go to the NFL draft. Like I've said this before, like I never understood like the fans, like the Green Bay fan who flies to Chicago to see what they're going to do with like the 23rd pick or something like that. Those fans, that I never could wrap my head around.
Paints his face. Fucking like cheesehead. I think some people like think it's the same people. I think like it's become like a little thing. Like there's people that their vacation every year is going to the city where the draft is. Like some people go to Disney World every year on the third weekend of May. There are people that go to the NFL draft every year, and depending on where it is where they're going to go this year. And they all get there, and it's like people seeing each other again. Like they get to know each other. Yeah, this guy's been here. Big Houston fan. I've been seeing the last 6 years. We'd come to this.
You started in the Ryan Leaf draft.
You should have seen how fucking drunk he got the last draft in St. Louis, dude. This guy, they had to lock him up.
Yeah, that's tough.
The NFL is like a cult. I mean, obviously, the NFL is like massive in America, but there are people who will like die for their team more than anything else. Like it's like their lives, which is fantastic. But I guess that's why they have such a passionate, fan base.
It may be the most passionate professional sports, like overall fan base for teams. Maybe like some Canadian hockey teams, like their fans have like a level of passion that matches the NFL.
Soccer though.
Soccer, sure, but American. I mean, like American sporting events. Like NBA, I don't think has the same like rabid fan base that the NFL does. Their stadiums are smaller, so I think that's part of it. But like,
I love
baseball. Doesn't I don't think maybe I don't think baseball matches NFL.
No, not anymore. I love when it's like they're reaching like the 4th, 5th, 6th round. And they need to keep people's attention, so they start bringing out like D-list celebrities from each city, come out and just rile people up. And they're like, Houston, it's our pick.
I don't think Joey D is far off from a Packers pick. Like a 6th round Packers pick.
6th round.
I don't think he's far off, dude.
That would be unbelievable. A 6th round Packers. Oh, it would be so good.
Or like a Canucks 8th round pick.
Oh my god! And he'd come out, and people would be talking about, "Shut!" He's like, "I'm trying to read the pick. Shut the fuck up."
And if the NHL's reaching so bad, the Canucks give him a pick, and so do the Golden Knights. He picks for both teams at one point.
Yeah, they do like a run around, like a snake draft.
But he like accidentally leaks who the next pick is because it's also on the card. Like they got him next.
He takes a picture and puts it on his story before he announces it.
This guy right now is living life through his DMs. Like he's going to the Panther game tonight. And before he even said who he got the tickets from. Yeah, which is pretty sick, by the way. Game 7 would be sick. His barber's through his DMs. His accountant is through his DMs. The hockey game he's going tonight. He just, anything comes through. He will get murdered by his DMs one day. And I hope I'm wrong.
Live by the DM, die by the DM is what they say.
I don't know how he sees it, man. God knows how many elite golf courses I've been invited to that I just simply haven't seen the DM. I think that's like what he spends hours of his day doing, right? Like, I don't know. Or it's just like luck of the draw. He just happened to.
He's good. I mean, he gets to him, and now he's off to the Panther game tonight.
I wonder what kind of seats he's got.
He's in a box. He's in a box. Yeah. You know what I said to him? I was like, "Yeah, you should honestly." I was like,
"What username got in that box?"
I think he's in the Celsius box. He's in like this. He just always, yeah. Hey, just you know what I said to him? I was like, "Yo, it's always been Yaman's dream to go to the NHL, the Stanley Cup. So like, you should. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget
that's
that.
tough. That one. That's a regret of mine for sure. Not going, but letting him down like that was tough. He invited me.
Appreciated it.
I had told him I always wanted to go to the national championship game. He got me tickets, and we were in Carlsbad the morning of. He's like, I was such a dick. I was like, yeah, I don't want to go. It was bad.
I went. I appreciate it.
Sure did.
Yeah.
It was a blowout too. Georgia won.
TCU got rocked.
He was in a box there.
Did you say the vibe of it though was really cool just until they started, just getting smoked.
I don't know much about hockey, but they're saying that if the Oilers win tonight, Connor McDavid's the greatest hockey player of all time. That's what they're saying. Have you not heard that?
I don't think that can't be right, right?
That's what they're saying. People are getting real behind this 3-0, 0-3 comeback situation, and he's fun to watch. But they're saying he's like the GOAT if he pulls it off.
Wayne Gretzky won multiple Stanley Cups, and he owns like a bunch of records. And
that's what I'm saying. I don't know where this narrative is coming from, but I've seen it multiple times.
My dad had a Florida Panthers Stanley Cup ticket for them to win the Stanley Cup from the start of the year. So that paid out. I mean, he doesn't bet a ton, but paid out really good. So it went to 3-1, and he was thinking like, do I cash it out now with the odds that you could get? Waited a game, then it goes 3-2, and then he went ahead and did it because the odds he would have got compared to like now the Panthers are probably going to be slightly favored to where when he gets it at 3-2, when you get it back the other way for Oilers, they're big underdogs. Now they're not nearly the dogs, so he still cashes out good on that other ticket. But it just sucks that now he has to even cash that out after 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel like he'd either win right and have massive odds on that bet, or if it got to Game 7, he's going to have the best odds for the Oilers since 3-0, right? Every game they win after 3-0, their odds to win are better, right? Or not as long of a shot, right? So couldn't he have gotten to Game 7 and just done a nice little hedge situation?
He could have, but with him betting the Oilers down 3-2, the odds on that ticket pays out that much even more. So the Panthers ticket already pays out good, but now with the Oilers one, the odds are even better.
Went the other way.
Right, he had the Panthers and then hedged now with the Oilers.
What are the odds on the preseason Panthers Super Bowl?
I gotta ask him what it is.
Stanley Cup.
Super Bowl.
I gotta ask
Carolina.
That's a big
touch a little bit on Travelers and Scheffler. I have taken the same bet maybe every single week coming into Sunday. If there's Tony Finau in the running to win it, I had him at incredible odds, and I keep fucking doing it. And he took the lead and then gets up into the par 3, right into the water, sure as shit, Scheffler. I keep thinking that Finau's like, I see these days that he posts with Boyd Summerhays at like Silverleaf where he just posts like a 52. And I'm like, what if that guy just shows up? All right, folks, you probably have seen myself, Fat Perez, Joey Colcuts, all the boys using the Titan Elite rangefinder from the fine folks over at Precision Pro. This thing is an absolute unit, a beast. Make sure you get your hands on this thing today. Aluminum shell, IP67 dust and waterproof rating. You can't go wrong with the Titan Elite rangefinder. And now use code BOB. That's going to be promo code BOB, B-O-B, for $20 off all rangefinders. Head on over to precisionprogolf.com. We'll see you there. Titan Elite rangefinder, forever and always.
He did. He showed up on Sunday. And then he just couldn't. It's he does it to you every week.
Every week.
I thought Tom Kim was going to pull off a miracle. That 18th hole was some of the more incredible theater you can see between those approach shots, those protesters, the putts. Scottie Scheffler doesn't miss putts by more than a ball ever. Every time he hits a putt, you're like, that's in, and then it slithers by the hole. And he's so calm, and he just. It's crazy. They were talking. He kind of pissed me off, to be honest, the whole round. I know they're friends. They were just giggling it up the whole round. Were you watching the final round? These guys were chatting it up and giggling it up, and I'm like, yo, can we get some like bad blood? Like, I know you're friends, but let's go. Somebody's got to be serious about this. Did you know the story of Finau and Tiger Woods at the Masters, the year Tiger won?
I heard this.
So Finau was like telling a story, and he said that it was like he didn't really know what to do off the first tee, and they started walking off, and he was like trying to get like a feel for the day. So he said to like Tiger, he's like, how's the family? And Tiger was just like, good, and just walked right past him.
It was like the sixth hole.
And he hadn't said anything?
The sixth hole, he hadn't said anything to him. Yeah. So they were walking off the tee together, and he's like, hey, Tiger, like, how are the kids doing? And he said, good, and just like didn't look at him. It's like, okay. So now I wonder why.
Compare that to Tom Kim and Scotty Scheffler, and I know they're friends. They're like Dallas people, but I was like, I was like, come on, let's get some competition here.
It's interesting because I feel like the this run that he's been on the last 10 months or whatever it is, even the last few months, it's Tiger-esque as far as just like this guy is just winning, and even when he's not winning, it's top 10. Like Scotty Scheffler top 10 is like a lock, which is crazy in golf. And I start like I wonder like that exact thing that you're saying, Jet, like the fact that it's not coming from a guy that has like a hyper focus, like kill or be killed mentality. If that's almost like watering down the perception of this success and this winning, that it's not like he's not getting those Tiger comparisons because it's just nice guy Scotty. It, even like the results and like who it is and how he's doing it aren't like matching the same way that like Tiger's aura and the results were during that stretch. And I just wonder if he did have that, just like, I'm out here to fucking win. This isn't about making friends. Like, I got a job to do. I want to be the best ever. Like, if that was like the way he was talking and doing this winning, I wonder if that conversation wouldn't be coming up a little bit more than it has.
I agree with that. It's just like a different vibe. I did kind of get the sense, and I'm probably wrong, I got the sense that like he was just like being nice to Tom Kim, because Tom Kim like kept talking to him. He's like, like he was just like chatting up with him, like to like be nice to him. I think he has that deep, like when he wins, you can tell how serious he is, but he is. You're right. He's just so much better than everybody. It's like stupid at this point.
Yo, do you think the like the odds in prime Tiger, like to win just like a regular tournament, like not even the majors, do you think the odds are similar with what they are for Scotty now before tournament? Like I think Scotty now, I think before the Trevor, I think he was plus 180 to win it, because I saw Portnoy had a ticket, but I don't know if Portnoy took it later.
It had to have been later.
Scheffler was plus 330 to win the Travelers, I think, at the beginning. But even the U.S. Open, he was like plus 4 or something, or plus 400.
You wondering how he knows that?
I'm just like, come on, bro. Don't act like you're guessing, dude. You clearly know this.
No, I ain't done winners before. I don't even look at that. I thought, every time they win, those graphics come up. Scotty Scheffler, pre-round, 330. I have memories.
Don't do this.
It's all up here. Trust me, I didn't.
You got a fucking notebook next to you that's gotten all these rods written out. You can name off Scheffler odds going back to 2016. Don't do this.
It's all up here. I had him in the 2017 Valero Texas Open. He let me down.
I think it's close, though. To answer your question, Bob, I think it is close. I mean, there were some outrageous things. Like I remember that U.S. Open at the Open Championship at St. Andrews, Tiger was 2-1, and that was just. It wasn't even like that was normal. It's just like people are going to bet it, so let's give them shit odds. I haven't seen under plus 300 is crazy. Anything under plus 500 is fucking wild. I think the difference, too, is Tiger was winning by, he won that U.S. Open by 16 or 14, 15, whatever it was. Like, Scotty's winning, but he's winning in playoffs, and there hasn't been like a 10-stroke win, right? When Tiger was winning like this, he was just beating the shit out of old fat guys. Like just beating them to a fucking pulp, just being an athlete in a buffet line. You know what I mean? And Scheffler's actually playing some competition, which should make it more impressive, but it just doesn't seem as striking, I think, because he's not winning by 8.
2-1 in a fucking major is. I would love to see it, even just like the regular tournaments, like the Travelers, like. just all of these. I would love to see compare what those odds look like. And yeah, I would think it was Portnoy's ticket must have been later because he had the +1 and maybe he got it on like Saturday or something.
Wasn't
Every
it like
Tiger
180?
highlight?
It was like 180K. And he won like 504 or something like that. If I'm remembering it.
Yeah, it sounds about
That's,
right.
that's
Yeah.
over. That's over +200.
I got to see what it is. I mean, he's just been betting him every single tournament.
You think Rory's going to finally get one now? Because now that Rory is a villain, I'm the biggest Rory McIlroy fan of all time. I need him every major. I need this guy to win because everybody hates this guy. The second he left that parking lot, I became the biggest fan of all time. I need him. I need him.
He's got to be the favorite, I would think, in the Open Championship. He's taking some time off. Let's see how he plays in the Scottish Open. But if he's up there, he's going to be the favorite.
But he can't. I wasn't on the pod. I'm sure you guys talked about it. But yeah, that was tough.
Do you think he? What we talked about too was like as gut wrenching as it had to be, whether or not you would think he would have at least just gone out and just shook Bryson's hand or give him some type of love. He took a lot of shit for just dipping too.
I think that was more like at himself than it was at Bryson. I mean, I could agree with you. I think the classiest thing he could have done was stood there, shook his hand, great job, then go to the parking lot. I don't think there was a world where he was going to stick around and talk to anybody about missing 2 short putts. I mean, they're not a lot to talk about there.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no matter what the occasion is, no matter what the live event is, make sure you do it the right way. Download the SeatGeek app today. Use promo code BDSPod. That's going to be BDSPod for $20 off tickets over at SeatGeek. Look for the green dot next to the tickets to ensure that you're getting the best available tickets, and don't turn back. SeatGeek forever. Thanks for tuning in. That's going to be promo code BDSPod. We'll see you over there.
The guy's fucking pissed off. He's been chasing a major. Was it fucking 14 years or 10 years, wherever the hell it is, since he's won one, and he's sitting there knowing that he should have 2 strokes that he doesn't. It's easy to say. I don't think there was any like live animosity there. I think if this was last year, you could read into the like he's not doing it because Bryson's live, but I think that's all gone. That's brutal, bro. That's some brutal ass shit.
I don't blame him too for like taking he took then the next week off. Like, how are you then supposed to go and get up for the next tournament? That's like after coming off of that, like it's hard to fault him for that either.
Yeah, it's his prerogative. I mean, was this his signature event, the Travelers?
Yeah.
That's kind of a bold move.
It's the second time he's done it, I think, this year. Unless he did it last.
After a major?
But it's tough. It's tough to roll into a signature event after a major or before. It's like a weird way they do it.
They're gonna. I saw they're changing the memorial when they're doing that, and not having it the week before the U.S. Open. I think that's good. I mean, I think making like the Hilton Head event, the Heritage, putting that the week after Augusta and making that an elevated event, obviously does great things for that tournament. That was that was one you didn't see a lot of guys play after grinding in at the Masters. So, I mean, it's kind of the only way to make the tournament right after a major something the big boys want to play. But I don't fucking know.
The shit that the Golf Channel's been doing, and I forget his name.
Johnson.
I've met him before. Yeah, have you met him before, Sue?
Yeah, I've met him. I've met him a couple times. We there's a boys and girls club
for the kids.
A fundraising golf tournament in Newport News. Club 757. Shout out to those guys. I've gone down there and played in it the last couple years. He is as well. I think Michael Vick's plays in it. It's a big Virginia Tech, and Johnson Wagner went to Virginia Tech, played there, so that's like part of the whole thing. But he's a fun dude, man. He likes to have a good time. I actually saw him in Louisville too at the Marriott bar, which was just it was a who's who of golf like communication, dude. You had Brandel Chambly holding court with Riggs over here. Rich Lerner was like walking through the lobby. Yeah, Johnson Wagner was hanging around. It was
Smiley
pretty funny.
Kaufman had to
Around,
be there.
like, which is literally everyone from Colt was. I went there because Colt was there.
Smiley had to be there.
Uh,
He was definitely there.
I had left Smiley earlier in the night. He was at a different place. But yeah, Smiley would have been there. But yeah, it was just a CBS. It was the whole live from crew. It was funny. But yeah, he's got one of the best mustaches in the game.
Oh man, he's so likable too. Like
Yeah.
when he did the shot that then Bryson hit, or like I think where it all started, they might have been doing this prior, but
Yeah.
when he had the shanks, like when he had that was like I was thinking about myself like how much of a ride I got out of it. And then I'm thinking like this is what people see with Bob to Sports. Like this is why like just seeing him go through it, you could just relate to it so much. And the way he handled it, I think he's a riot. I'd love to meet him.
He's great. He's a great time. But yeah, it's I think the first time they ever started doing it, I think it was the PGA, or maybe it had been before the PGA, but he went out and tried to hit, he was trying to hit somebody's shot. And whatever the first one he did was just so tragically bad that it was just hilarious. And it was like, all right, well, we're going to fucking bring that back every week. And then like
viral,
every crazy shot that's happens every round now with their telecast. It's like, it's fucking midnight out. There's barely any light, and they just go to fucking Johnson Wagner and the fairway bunker at 8 with just a lip. The guy's got no chance, and he finally hit a good one. Like you're rooting for him. It's like you in a home run. It's the same thing. I've been rooting for this guy to hit one good shot, and he finally did it.
When Bryson he hits that bunker shot, he's like, I won the U.S. Open, and Bryson gives him the trophy, and he like lifts the U.S. Open.
Oh, it's great!
Like, he won the whole thing. It was so funny.
I saw really like he was back at the clubhouse watching it on TV, like watching the rerun, and like he just has like a big old glass of like bourbon wine. He looks like he can party.
Look, we've had some fun. Shout out to the Club 757 event. I would never blow anybody's spot up, but
for the kids,
he likes to have a good time. I like to have a good time.
For kids. Rick's spot too looked sick with the umpires, with that whole setup that he did.
His place is so great, man. He that unbelievable that he was able to get that secured. I mean, there's only a handful of houses that are like on number 2, like on that road. Like the first and second hole, the road's right off, so there's no houses. You've played it, so it's only like his is like the first or second house. Then it's like all of number 3 and then number 5 on the outside, and that's it. So there's only like maybe 20 houses, 15 houses that are on that golf course, and he's got one of them. It's pretty crazy.
He's on the par 5.
He's on 3T.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember which
short par 3. Some guys hit driver going for it. Some guys hit iron.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Bryson. Yeah.
When they Thursday, the first day of Pinehurst, watching it, I went back and watched our first video with you, Stu. Not even on Bob Does Sports, on the Brilliantly Dumb Show account, doing it with the phone, just to see those holes. It was so funny seeing that, and then seeing it. And some of them I kind of remembered, but yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that's we got to go back there.
I would love to.
Just like a kind of homecoming type of a feel to it. And there's so much good golf down there too. We could make a hell of a film shoot. I mean, they've got 10 courses now just at Pinehurst, and then there's all sorts of other courses in the area. Yeah, that would be a fun one for us to do.
God, I would, and the hang too, from what I remember, just the hang around there. And you take like those little trolleys that they have. I would do that in a heartbeat.
What Riggs likes to do on, you remember that 18th patio, obviously, where we hung out and had appetizers with back nine, where you can see the 18th green. What Riggs does, like similar to like what we did on 16, where you bet like who's closest to the pin, right? Like of the threesome, everyone's like, I've got that guy, I've got this guy. He likes to bet whether or not someone will hold the putt, like whether or not they're going to scoop it, like if somebody hits it to 2 inches, they might just scoop it up. Whether or not they actually put the ball into the hole. So if someone's got like a 30-footer, you're basically guessing, is this guy going to make this, or like hit it so bad that he's going to make it? So that's like a fun kind of different kind of game. You're like looking at the guy, like what's he wearing? You know, how serious is he taking this round? Does he want to put that ball in the hole on 18? That's a fun one after some drinks.
He's got to have a blast over there too, having the golf cart, being able to just go to that he's got to have an absolute ball there.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one of his, favorite things to do. He's gotten to know everybody down there, with him being there in COVID and then the house and all that's gone into that. He's got a crew of folks. Even the few days I've spent down there with him, he's got his bar hangs in the town. There's an Italian restaurant that you would love, Bob, where he knows the folks and gets set up there. So yeah, that's a dream. I'll be honest with you.
Oh.
I want whatever Riggs has at Pinehurst. I want something like that too. I don't know where it's going to be. Jet's got Wickenburg. He's got that figured out, but I don't know where mine is.
Didn't he put? I mean, I don't want to. Didn't he kind of make Pinehurst like the destination because he went during COVID and then he made it like cool to go to Pinehurst? Not that it wasn't cool.
I'll tell you,
it's cool. I wanted to go because of that.
Yeah, I really, from me, I knew it because of that from seeing those videos during COVID of him like.
I know it's super famous. It's had U.S. Opens and all that, but you were saying it was like a more like. It wasn't like cool back in the day.
Well, I would say just like being from the Mid-Atlantic and it being like a drive-to destination. Right. Pinehurst was kind of always considered like where your dad and grandfather and uncle, where like old heads would go on a golf trip, right? It wasn't really like a young person. You wouldn't go to Pinehurst necessarily for a bachelor party. Like you'd go to Pinehurst and it's a bunch of 50-year-old guys that have been going there for whatever years. And Riggs definitely like brought Pinehurst, I would say, to like the attention of like 25 to 35-year-olds that had probably heard of it but never considered going to it. So he definitely there's no question. I talked to plenty of folks down there. Like he skewed their people coming down there much younger and kind of showed what it can be. And once it doesn't. They're all the same, right? It's just who's down there. And once you get a bunch of young people and young golf groups coming down, then it is a young place to be. But back then, like if you brought, a group of 25-year-olds down, you'd be the youngest guys there by 25 years.
God, I would love that. Bob to Sports Pinehurst trip.
Yeah,
who knows? That would be fucking awesome. Something that I want to touch on too that I think was sick. We have the Breezy coming this week in New York. The Have a Day drink. I don't know if you guys saw the video that I posted on my story yesterday from a guy who works closely with Cheeto. The Have a Day variety pack getting into retail stores. That video that I put up of seeing it in the liquor store where we're going to be doing the meet and greet and all, seeing it in the liquor store, I thought was one of the coolest things. And watching this all ramp up, really, really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean it was crazy to see that story with the guy walking in and those pallets sitting there and everything. I mean, it's just great that like somebody can walk into a store up there in Florida soon and be able to walk out with it and put it on ice and not have to wait on shipping, not have to pay for shipping. So all that it's just cool as shit to see. And I just want to see somebody holding that thing in person. You know what I mean? Like taking it out of a store. Like to me, that's like, it's crazy. I haven't even, we haven't done that. I haven't been able to walk in somewhere and fucking go pick it up, go to a cash register and buy a thing of Have a Day and like see it happen that way. So that's just so sick. I mean, I can't wait to see it in Florida. I can't wait to like go down the street where we're at and buy it. Like it's sick.
One of the nicer boxes you'll ever see too. The peach was nice. The peach was sick, but this double little bluish peach, it's special.
I try and think about it. Like I was trying to think about it. Like if I was walking into the liquor store, bias aside, didn't know anything about it. And I really do believe walking in there and seeing that box, it fucking pops. It really, even if you're not a watermelon fan, like it pops.
I like that matte, like I don't remember how this came to be necessarily specifically, but just sort of like, like the texture on the cans, kind of that matte finish. It's not shiny, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that muted. I think it feels great and it looks so good. It's not like so bright. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't like, because the watermelon can's got like a little of that, I would almost call it pink. And then the green, like if you did shiny, like that would hit you like a ton of bricks. So I love that kind of muted look. I don't know. I mean, obviously a little biased, but I think it looks dope.
There's a lot of
and it tastes better, Bob.
Yeah,
And it tastes better.
sure does.
I'm getting a lot of DMs of people like, when's it going to be here, and here. So just to at least get it to some people and then work it state by state. But when we can get it to the masses, go state by state where people can then like walk in the Arizonas of the world, and then to see golf courses that would have it. I think the coolest thing was seeing the first breezy polo in the wild was pretty cool. Like, not even at a golf course, like seeing that out is cool. If I see somebody just sipping on the can out in the wild, that'll hit hard too.
Yeah, that'll be tight.
Ticket called me up. He went to the Poconos with his boys. Okay. He calls me up a couple weeks later. He's like, and as we all know, he's not very good at golf. Yeah, as are most of us. And he's talking about this grip change. He's like, I changed my grip. He's like, I look at 3 knuckles. I turn. He was talking as if he shot a 75 at the Poconos. And I think he thinks he's a good golfer now, which is scary. I kind of want to call him up, but he might be busy. If the Poppy becomes good at golf because of a grip change, I will quit.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, the day he's better than me is a tough day for me. Yeah, I'll be right there.
He's supposedly good at golf now, is what I'm hearing.
God, that would suck.
Or do you want to run it with him? Or are you trying to 1v1 him and put him in his place?
No, what
are you getting at here, dude?
I've seen some comments. I'm just saying I've seen some comments. I'm not saying that, you're saying it, about people who want to see the 1v1. I'm a little scared now because he's talking like he's fucking amazing. And the grip must have a lot to do with, how good your swing, not how good your swing is, but like.
He says he's got like a really, really strong grip now. I don't know.
I mean, if he's 3 knuckles on the left hand, then yeah, that would be pretty strong.
We're gonna find out.
Works for some people. I want to see that match. I think you're saying you don't believe it. Is that what you're saying, Jet?
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. I was just more so like astounded at because Poppy, he called as if like this light bulb went off, and he was talking like he's a good golfer now, and I'm like, I'm not buying it, but I like to see it. Like, let's see it.
He mentioned it a little bit last week, and he's usually really down on his game. He'll always shit talk it, but like, yeah, he is fine. One of my favorite things is when, and I brought this up, is when the story of him like on the range just like grinding, and some guy saw him and like he didn't even go up and say anything to him, but then he DM'd him. He's like, hey, like, Pop, like, I saw you really grinding at the range. Like, I think I can help with a few things or some shit like that. And like, he said the sun was going down, so like you couldn't really see where the ball was going, but he knew it was bad.
I feel like I remember him bringing that up and was like, but it started with him being like, so I got a new golf coach, or it's like I got a swing coach. And we were like, whoa, wait, what? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah. He's like, he tells the story, and I'm like, and I was like waiting for it. He's like, yeah. Then I left, and I was like, okay. And then I get a DM from a guy, and now he's my coach.
We do things through the DMs. Live by the DM, man.
And then he left in LA.
You won your 42nd member guest. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, which is pretty sick. But like, what does that look like? Like after, is it like a big celebration after?
I won my flight, Bob, which is not winning the whole thing. Do you know what like a member guest is? I mean, I'm sure you understand like the general idea of it.
Yeah, but why is it mixed up in and this is going to sound really dumb, but why is it mixed up into different flights? Because handicaps? Correct.
So you've got, it just depends on how many courses, how many people. This particular one has 16 flights of 6 teams, 6 two-man teams each over 2 golf courses. And then of all those guys, it gets flighted based on groups of 6 combined handicaps. And then those 6 teams compete in their own little kind of group play competition. And that's where like the bets are, right? Because you're playing people of your same level, and then you win your flight. And then different clubs have different ways of determining the overall member guest champion from there. Most places go into like what's called the shootout. So every flight winner, every team that won their flight, so 16 teams go into a shootout that starts like whittling these teams down as holes progress to get to one final hole where you've got 2 teams, and then literally every other team is still in their cart and just surrounding the hole.
I love
like,
seeing that
like
shit.
it's like a coliseum, dude. Just like around the entire fucking hole. Like if you're not hitting fairways, like people are dodging your ball, like in the rough.
We used to call it the
gets a little boozy.
Yeah, see, I would love that, just to have that type of like camaraderie.
I'll show you.
At a place like that.
See something fun?
I sure as hell do. Yeah, how many do you think he's actually won, Yums?
15.
When I went to Virginia with him, I had to go like sit in his back seat. We picked up his friend or some shit, and he just like had championships in his back seat.
So the thing is, he's probably a big, like, he probably gets asked to be guests at a member guest all the time.
Look at these.
FP, how many times
73rd playing of the member guest flight winner, and then this year I've got the 74th. I believe we've won our flight 3 years in a row now.
How many people ask you to be their guest at their member guests? Like how many member guests are you playing?
Get a good bit of DMs on that. I mean, I love them. I think like I don't play like individual stroke play fucking tournaments anymore. Like that to me isn't fun. The member guest stuff's fucking awesome.
How does it score?
Yeah, but isn't that still stroke play?
It just depends. Every place does it differently. The ones that I've played in, or at least the ones I play in here in Richmond, they're like multi-format. So like 1-9 will be best ball, wherever you play your own ball. You and me are on a team. You play your ball, I play my ball. We take the best net score between us two. That's our team score. But then like we'll play alternate shot 1-9, and then 1-9's like scramble, right? So like they switch it up. But a lot of member guests also just do matches. So if you've got 6 people in a flight, you're playing 5 or 6 teams in a flight. You're playing 5 9-hole direct matches against the other guys in your flight for like points. So it's not like a combined score thing over the 2 days. It's literally like head to head how you're doing against that team in that 9, which I kind of like. Like to me, that's like playing your flight, right? Because otherwise, it doesn't really matter who you're playing with. It's just like a score thing that adds up at the end. I like the matches.
But so you wouldn't be able to take me to your member guest in the sense of we would be since our handicaps are so different, you wouldn't be able to take me to that? Or you'd have to be
somebody. You don't have a handicap, so that would be a problem.
Yeah.
So we'd have to get you signed up for that. A lot of places will do a max 10-stroke differential. So if I'm coming in, like for this one, my handicap is fucking low. This is the lowest I've ever come into a member guest. I think my adjusted, there's over 2 courses. One of them was a +3 and the other's a +2. So there's multiple 9 holes where I was teeing up on a par 3 hitting 2. Right. So if I make birdie, it's a 2 net 3. That's because my handicap was so low. And because I was a +3 and my partner, I think, is an 11, they had to take 4 strokes from him so he could be a 7. You can't be more than 10. So if let's say you're a 14 and I'm a +2, they're going to take 6 strokes away from you. So we could do it, but they're going to bang.
Yeah, man. The camaraderie.
I love a member guest, dog. It's fucking, you pay your entry fee, fucking practice round, open bar, lunch, fucking grill out, stag night, breakfast, drinks all day, lunch, fucking dinner. You got like a bring your spouse, band, raw bar. And then Sunday, like breakfast. It's like, it's 3 square meals,
pretty fired up after?
fucking boom. It's great.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking.
Do all the flight winners play each other? Oh, you just said they do. Yeah,
So usually they'll like split it in half. So like flight 1 through 8, if it's 16, 1 through 8 goes and plays these 2 holes and finds like the 1 team, and then 9 through 16 go play these 2 holes, get to 1 team, and then they meet on 18, and then there's a fucking just brawl. It actually tied in this last one, and then in this one it went to a chip off, which kind of sucks. And the fucking, listen to this shit, no one cares except me, but the fucking chip off in the final match, it was a ½ inch was the difference in the chip off of the team that won and the team that lost. pretty fucking crazy.
Dude, I've seen so many of those stories of people just like wrapped around like the 18th green at some of these clubs. I just want to go somewhere where there's camaraderie like that. I know the chef, you know the valet guys. It's just what, Yams? What's wrong with that?
It's just funny. No, because we're talking about golf, and I thought you were going to say like where I can play golf.
I mean, look, that's the right way to look at it, though. Like some guys are clearly there for the golf, and some guys clearly going into the weekend know their golf ain't going to do it, and they're just there to get fucking banged up, hang out with their boys. It's the best when you see how the flights shake out, and like I probably know like there's probably 5 other teams where it's like my good buddies that I hang out with all the time. And then some guys that I know, and you might one year end up and you've got like nobody you know is in your flight. So you're meeting all the other 5 teams for the first time. But like this year, like 2 of the teams I knew really well. And like the 3rd team, like I'd hung out with the guys. So it's like, literally the last 9 holes, we had a 1-stroke lead, my partner and I, and we were playing with like 2 of my best friends. Like we were playing against them on a team and they were 1 back. So it was like a fucking mano-y-mano against your boys. It's pretty sick.
I would love to see a little Joey D at a member guest because he would treat this thing like it was fucking like that would be fun to watch.
Yeah. Tua won his flight. Tua was playing with his father-in-law. He married a chick that went to Alabama that's from Richmond. So he plays in this member guest every year with his father-in-law.
He's got game.
They were in the 15th flight. So not really. Yeah, they were the best team in the second to last flight. So
did Bob DeSports come up with him?
I never talked to him. I should have. I never found the time. Every time I saw him, he was getting the treatment coming up thing, and I didn't want to be the last person. I wasn't going to do that to him.
Yeah.
I wanted to recognize my fat ass when we do that Dolphins match video.
What we really got to line up with them would be a lot of fun. Problem is this Braxton Berrios. He's all over the place now, man. He really is. It's beyond just football. He's all over. Dear friend.
Surely they've got mini camp or something, OTAs or fucking something in South Florida, right?
Bro, to be able to we've been removed from it for what seems like so long. I can't wait to have us all here for football Sundays. Oh my God, as much as I enjoy watching the Travelers on a Sunday and betting on Tony Finau, to have us here for football Sundays, I need football back in my life.
It's coming.
Did I ever get out to LA for a football Sunday?
No.
I don't think I did.
We did for one. Remember we watched a Bills Dolphins night game.
Oh yes,
that
was the last week of the season, right? But it wasn't It wasn't the full experience.
Right.
I don't really
know.
Yeah,
we
because
drove up to Carlsbad that night.
That's right. Because Josh went off, was rushing. They won the game.
The Dolphins. They were losing. It was for the division.
Field.
I think it was the last game of the year.
But it wasn't for some reason. I don't think it was like a full football Sunday experience, though. Something was off.
We drove to Carlsbad right after. That's right. We decided let's watch the game from here.
That was Sunday night game, but we didn't watch all day.
Yeah, but did we even get the morning games in together?
I don't think so. I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think we had to film that morning or something. It wasn't the full, ordering food and fucking dinner after. It's gonna be different on the East Coast though. I'm never gonna experience that West Coast NFL Sunday where the fucking Sunday night game is over at 8:30 or 8 and you guys go to dinner.
Bro, when I wish Whoop does the heart rate check and whatever, I wish they can do an endorphin check to where if you could see the scale of how happy somebody is. When I would leave the gym in the morning on a football Sunday and knowing what's ahead of me, Joe calling me for bets, knowing Ray O's is coming in later that night, that was my peak. Now look, still be great. We could do Grimaldi's bagel on the way. The whole the football Sundays now will just turn into the nights will be Grimaldi's.
But football starts way later, so We'll have more time for breakfast. The Factors situation was great. Now we need to find a breakfast place pre-football.
Yeah, games don't start till 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's like we gotta go like spitballing here. We gotta go to like Brass Ring at like noon. Get some appies, get some food, get some drinks. Watch like first half of the 1 o'clock games at Brass Ring. Then at halftime, we get in the car, we go to your place. I don't know. I don't know what this looks like. I'm spitballing here.
I disagree, Stu. But I think it's a situation where it's like an early showing at Brass Wing, like 11:30. Be on the couch back home for the games at 1. Afternoon games end 7 o'clock Grimaldi's, and then bring it back for the night game. It's different.
Sounds good to me.
It's just not enough time.
The West Coast ones, as much as I like the West Coast times, and where you get banged on the East Coast is the night game is so late, but having the time to get ready for 1 o'clock, like West Coast, it comes at you fast.
Yeah,
I would wake up at like 6 in the morning.
You can play golf at 8 a.m.
I know.
You can go play 18 holes. You're done by noon. You get showered, and the fucking 1 o'clock games are fucking right in your fucking palm of your hand. The problem is between the 4:30, the 4:25 game ends, and the 8:30 start of the night game, you only got like 45 minutes. And if that fucking 4:25 game goes to overtime, God forbid, you don't have any time.
Yeah.
Grimaldi's is in play, but I think it's a delivery play.
Once you see Mike Julio on your TV, the clock starts ticking.
And look, if you had a big day, if you had a banger day, go to Grouper. I got the Grouper. I don't know.
He's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, we need football because then too. Also, now knowing the countdown to football also gets to the better weather. It's fucking hot down here, man. So everything's coming our way in fall.
By the way, I am confirmed for the ACC Wednesday Pro-Am.
Oh yeah. Which, by the way, at first I thought it was crazy, but it's the day before Joe's bachelor party. I thought his bachelor party starts, but even for me to do that into the bachelor party, I ain't built like that. Sure. You will have a fucking ball.
I'm playing with our friends from Travis Matthew. Okay. I don't know anything more than that.
Okay.
But so they actually reached out to Bob, and then they got me.
I'll go sometimes.
That sucks for them, I guess.
This is the Wednesday. It's that Pro-Am that we went to Wednesday.
Correct. So I'm flying to Tahoe Tuesday, the 9th. And then Wednesday I'm playing in that, and then on Thursday I'm flying to Phoenix, where everyone will be flying to Phoenix on Thursday for Cold Cut's bachelor party.
Talk about the Riot House, dude.
Riot House. Friday.
Back there?
Yes, Benjamin, and their only request is that we keep an eye on you in this tequila bottle. Friday, July 12th, we will be the boys from Vancouver, Bearsall, and the Florida boys will be at Riot House, Old Town Scottsdale, celebrating the Stag Do bachelor. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, they say stags.
Stag Do or something. Of Joey Colcutt's. So it's going to be a banger.
Big bachelor party, by the way.
It's a bachelor party.
Yeah.
That's what it is. They call it a stag do or something.
What?
I got to send you guys the link for the house. I mean, this thing it's insane.
If it's sleeping, was 14 of us?
I think 16 total.
Uh-oh. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
it's
a monster. No, I think everybody gets their own room.
Oh.
This place is
goddamn castle. Are we renting Pat Perez's house?
I could be wrong, but it is absolutely massive. Jet Perez texted me because he has the connection with the Riot House. He's like, they want us like, do you have like some pictures of Joe that you could send like in case they wanted to like blow it up for like at the back. Yeah. I hit him with like just like 20 different like ones that he was never going to use. Yeah, I just ripped him.
I got some good shit coming.
That'll be.
By the way, is 5 days a long bachelor party?
It's not 5 days, right?
Yes.
We get there Thursday and leave Monday. Well, I mean, 2 of the days are travel days.
Oh, okay.
Technically 3. I mean, that's normal. I think that's normal. Some people leave Sunday, but I like the leaving Monday thing. I think that's better. We're gonna be dying out on the golf course, bro. I saw one of those tee times was 11:30 in July in Scottsdale. We are gonna die out there.
Yeah. Yep. Look, we're gonna have a good time. I will say, if we could do it again, the play would have been doing it around the Lake Tahoe. And look, we'll still have a fucking ball, but Perez and Joe went to the first Lake Tahoe one that you guys had gone to, and you guys built it up and set the bar so high for how much fun that is. And then we go and we see it. It's like, it's everything, you guys. What a fun fucking. I almost think in some ways, watching different celebrities and athletes play golf can sometimes be more entertaining than watching the PGA, because you want to see how different guys like games are, and like it's really cool.
I agree, and it's such a more loose atmosphere too, because you watch pro golfers like, whoa, what a great golf shot, that's cool, but they don't interact. They act like fans aren't even there, right? These guys are fucking chugging beers, fucking throwing footballs at people. Like, it's very much like, and it's like a very good like fan experience. Plus the fucking night, like going out at night in the casinos and the Lucky Beaver, like it's just no one's like, it's not a serious event, right? It's just a bunch of people there having a good time, and it's as fun a weekend as there is all year, in my opinion. I mean, like, waste management's there, like it's got to be in the conversation, but that's such a much busier thing. The ACC is somehow like still a hidden gem to me. Like, if I would say this now, like, not to blow up the spot, because I kind of like the way it is, but if you're like planning like a bachelor party, or like you and the boys get together to like go to a golf tournament, like which we're going to go to this year, and you're looking at the PGA Tour schedule, and this PGA Tour might not like me saying this, but take a look at that ACC weekend in Tahoe, and I'm gonna promise you're gonna have a way better time than you think you could.
Stu, would you have ever not known about it, but like, do you think you would have ever been there had Joe not caddied for Josh Allen?
I think it was always like a cool thing. Like the boat and that par 3 and the football and the basketball hoop. I've always known about it. It's not easy to get to. Like, you got to fly to Reno, and then it's an hour like down to Tahoe. So yeah, I'm not sure I would have ever actually done it, but like, clearly it's worth all of what it takes to get out there, in my opinion. I tried so hard to get you to just like get on a plane. Like, bro, just fucking trust me here. Get on this fucking plane. But I get how that's absurd. But you guys saw it last year. It's hard to even describe. It's our type of scene too, just with the people that you see, and like, even for me, seeing CC Sabathia, like guys like that, like, it's just so it's awesome. But yeah, lot to look forward to. A big week coming this week with the Breezy Week. Have a Day is on the move, so keep an eye out for that. Different locations, stores that it's going to be in as well. Nice, solid podcast there, fellas. That has been another edition of the Bob Does Sports Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next week.